Employment situation, December 2025. Household survey data, both the unemployment rate, at 4.4%, and the number of unemployed people, at 7.5 million, changed little in December. Among the major worker groups, the unemployment rates for adult men, 3.9%, adult women, 3.9%, teenagers, 15.7%, whites, 3.8%, blacks, 7.5%, Asians, 3.6%, and Hispanics, 4.9%, showed little or no change over the month. The number of people jobless less than 5 weeks edged down to 2.3 million in December. The number of long-term unemployed, those jobless for 27 weeks or more, changed little over the month at 1.9 million but is up by 397,000 over the year. The long-term unemployed accounted for 26% of all unemployed people in December. Both the labor force participation rate, at 62.4%, and the employment population ratio, at 59.7%, changed little in December. These measures have shown little change over the year. The number of people employed part-time for economic reasons, at 5.3 million, changed little in December but is up by 980,000 over the year. These individuals would have preferred full-time employment but were working part-time because their hours had been reduced or they were unable to find full-time jobs. The number of people not in the labor force who currently want a job was little changed at 6.2 million in December but is up by 684,000 over the year. These individuals were not counted as unemployed because they were not actively looking for work during the 4 weeks preceding the survey or were unavailable to take a job. Among those not in the labor force who wanted a job, the number of people marginally attached to the labor force changed little at 1.8 million in December. These individuals wanted and were available for work and had looked for a job sometime in the prior 12 months but had not looked for work in the 4 weeks preceding the survey. The number of discouraged workers, a subset of the marginally attached who believed that no jobs were available for them, decreased by 183,000 in December to 461,000. Establishment survey data. Total non-farm payroll employment changed little in December, plus 50,000. Employment continued to trend up in food services and drinking places, healthcare, and social assistance. Retail trade lost jobs. Payroll employment rose by 584,000 in 2025, an average monthly gain of 49,000, less than the increase of 2.0 million in 2024, an average monthly gain of 168,000. Employment in food services and drinking places continued to trend up in December, plus 27,000. Food services and drinking places added an average of 12,000 jobs per month in 2025, similar to the average increase of 11,000 jobs per month in 2024. Healthcare employment continued its upward trend in December, plus 21,000, with a gain of 16,000 jobs in hospitals. Healthcare employment rose by an average of 34,000 per month in 2025, less than the average monthly gain of 56,000 in 2024. In December, employment in social assistance continued to trend up, plus 17,000, mostly in individual and family services, plus 13,000. Retail trade lost 25,000 jobs in December. Over the month, employment declined in warehouse clubs, supercenters, and other general merchandise retailers, minus 19,000, and in food and beverage retailers, minus 9,000. Electronics and appliance retailers added 5,000 jobs. Retail trade employment showed little net change in both 2024 and 2025. Federal government employment was little changed in December, plus 2,000. Since reaching a peak in January, federal government employment is down by 277,000, or 9.2%. Employees on paid leave or receiving ongoing severance pay are counted as employed in the establishment survey. Employment showed little or no change over the month in other major industries, including mining, quarrying, and oil and gas extraction, construction, manufacturing, wholesale trade, transportation and warehousing, information, financial activities, professional and business services, and other services. In December, average hourly earnings for all employees on private non-farm payrolls rose by 12 cents, or 0.3%, to $37.02. Over the past 12 months, average hourly earnings have increased by 3.8%. In December, average hourly earnings of private sector production and non-supervisory employees, at $31.76, changed little, plus 3 cents. The average workweek for all employees on private non-farm payrolls edged down by 0.1 hour to 34.2 hours in December. In manufacturing, the average workweek edged down by 0.2 hour to 39.9 hours, and overtime was unchanged at 2.9 hours. The average workweek for production and non-supervisory employees on private non-farm payrolls remained at 33.7 hours. The change in total non-farm payroll employment for October was revised down by 68,000, from -105,000 to -173,000, and the change for November was revised down by 8,000, from +64,000 to +56,000. With these revisions, employment in October and November combined is 76,000 lower than previously reported. Monthly revisions result from additional reports received from businesses and government agencies since the last published estimates and from the recalculation of seasonal factors.